Hello, beautiful friends. We are going to do a collective healing for addiction. This has been weighing really heavy on my heart today, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think I kind of am being steered back to what my heart and my mind and my body and my soul really understand, and addiction is something that I completely understand. I believe that a lot of me, a huge part of me started using because I was so empathic, because I am so sensitive to people and energy, and um, I can feel everything. I can feel the energies of the room. I can feel the energies of the earth. I can feel the energies of people. And when I was a young child, I was around a lot of toxic people. People were always drinking. People were always just doing really crazy things that a child probably should not be around. And so I was always on hyper alert, always anxious. I remember, I didn't know I was anxious as a child, but I remember my heart always beating so fast that I used to think my heart is going to explode, especially when I'd lay down at night and it was still beating because I was scared, or I didn't feel safe. My heart was just beating so fast, and I can always remember just feeling so fearful. Obviously, I had a lot of trauma and a lot of stuff that happened as I got a little bit older, and then once I discovered marijuana, weed, and hit my first joint, I felt just this huge relief. And I was 11 when I started smoking, and it brought me so much relief, and it made my life feel like the whole world just went away for a little bit, and I was able to laugh and have fun and enjoy my sister and my friends for a little bit, and obviously I kept going and kept moving along in my addiction until obviously you get 20 years down the road and it's no longer fun. It stops being fun probably after, when you start using harder drugs, it's not fun anymore. The very first few days of, the little fun, easy drugs is yeah, we're free, we're doing whatever we want, you feel free in your mind. But once it grasps and gets a hold of you, and you need it, and your body needs it, and your body wants it, and your mental mind is I can't function without it, I can't be happy without my weed, I can't be happy without my alcohol, that's when you know that that addiction has you by the throat, basically, when you can't move on. And some of us can't, for some of us, me, I'm not speaking for anybody else, but me, everything has to be done in moderation. I can't do anything every single day. I can't find that one magic health drink that gives me the same effect that it gave me the first day. For instance, if I take some healthy drink or whatever, and I'm oh my god, this made me feel so good, I'm gonna drink this tomorrow, and so I'll go out and I'll buy 3 of them so I can have enough, for the next few days. Well, the next day, it doesn't do the same thing for me. And, this has been trial and error throughout my years and years of sobriety, so I know what my mind is doing. I know what my body's doing. My body and my mind are saying no. My addiction wants to rear its ugly head, a lot. And not now, but especially in the beginning of my sobriety, because I detoxed from everything society was giving me. I detoxed from the head meds. I detoxed from the TV, the news, the social media. Social media, I wasn't even on. I literally just got on social media a few years ago. And really heavy in it just in the last few years. So I had no ties there, no addiction there, thank goodness. But when I detoxed from everything, I slowly started learning about vitamins and powders and things like that would detox my pineal gland and detox my body and detox, my liver and this and that, because I'd done so much damage throughout my 20 years of use that I needed to start. I basically went from one extreme to the other. I was using really hard stuff, and then I was oh no, I need to, I want to live, and so when I cut everything out, I actually started feeling better. When I cut all the crappy food out, the drinks, the this, the that, the Cokes and all that stuff, like I started to feel better. And when I started adding in little vitamins here and this made me feel good and that made me feel good, then I started like realizing like, whoa, I'm just missing that vitamin. I'm missing that mineral. Oh, I just need that. Oh, I just need that. And like over the years, obviously things have changed and continue to change. I can't, like I just said, I can't be on one thing for forever. Like I can take something for a good while and then I'm like, all right, I need to stop this and take something else, or whatever it may be. So if you're in recovery, or if you're in active addiction, if you're drinking a lot, I would encourage you to get a probiotic. First and foremost, like just keep replenishing your gut, your flora. Like your gut is probably like one of the most important things that you can take care of. And I know that in active addiction, we're not drinking enough water, we're not eating the right foods, we're not taking care of ourselves, we're dehydrated, we're not sleeping well. Like there's just so many things that come with addiction that we're just damaging ourselves, because we don't care, so, we don't care. We're not trying to live. We're just a slave by the drug. We're a slave by the alcohol. Like we're a slave by the sex or the addiction or the, whatever the addiction is and whatever it may be. So I would just encourage you to, well, if you're in active addiction, I'm just sending you so much love right now. Like whether it's cigarettes, weed, alcohol, it can be some of the lightest drugs out there, but it's still something that has a hold over you. If it's something that has a hold over you, you need to smoke it or drink it first thing when you wake up in the morning, or you have to have that drink after work, or you have to, if it's something that you have to have every single day, it has a hold on you. You want to be free from all of this shit. Excuse my language, but you want to be free. Like, I can't tell you how much extra money I have because I don't do that stuff. I don't buy $10 packs of cigarettes. I don't buy beer and alcohol. I spend it on healthy stuff, of course, but quite the opposite. But and there's no judgments. I'm talking to the person that is like fed up, that you're like so sick of being a slave to this drug, to this alcohol, to these cigarettes, to the sex addiction, to like whatever, to shopping addiction, to the social media addiction. Like it's everywhere, and it's like you got to go within. Like you have to starve the desire. You have to starve the desire. You have to starve the mind and starve the body, the flesh, not the body. Please do not starve anything. But you have to starve the desire to want to go use or want to look at, stuff on the internet or want to shop or all that. You have to literally starve that desire. And by that, what I mean is when you want to go use, when you want to go smoke or you want to go drink or you want to go whatever, it's like do everything you can to distract yourself. Do everything you can to bring yourself into, like what I used to do whenever I was in early recovery, and I couldn't go back out there. Like it was like life or death for me. But what I used to do is I would literally say the prayers and mantras and like do things that I could take care of myself in that now moment. Check in with my emotions, like what are you freaking out about? What is going on? Like why are you trying to go use? Usually it was something like internal, so my sister has my kid, or something's going on with my kid, so, something is going on that I have no control over. And I think that was what would trigger me the most, is when I had no control over things that were happening outside of me that I couldn't handle, especially with people that I love. I couldn't, go do anything because I just was stuck. I was in that time and space where I didn't have access. I couldn't do anything. So those were my triggering moments. And the only thing that I could do was say the prayers and mantras and go lay down. I had to clench my pillow and cry in my pillow or scream in my pillow or like whatever I had to do to not go out and use. And sometimes it's like that. sometimes you have to like fight the beast inside. You have to fight that part of you that wants to escape. And the more that you say no to you, the more you say, we're not doing that, we can't keep going back out and doing this, we want something better for our life. The more that you can keep doing that and saying, no, we're not doing this anymore, the stronger you will get. But the more you give in, the more you're like, F it, I'm just going to smoke, or I'm just going to drink one more time, this is the last night. Every time you do that, you're giving in and you're feeding the beast. You're feeding that desire. You're feeding it. You're making it stronger. So I would encourage you today, if you are trying to fight that beast, because it is a war inside of your mind, like that, to me, that was the ultimate war that I've ever fought in, and it has made me so strong. It has made me so mentally strong, because every time I said no to myself, or no to that desire, and no to my triggers when I wanted to go use, I was just so proud of myself. Maybe not in the moment, but later on that night when I was sitting there in my bed and I'm like, damn, you didn't go. Like, you didn't be proud of yourself. And it took me a long time to be proud of myself, because you just think you're the biggest piece of crap, for being a slave to this dragon, to this. And I don't mean dragon, I love dragons. I mean this beast. I should say beast. Excuse me, dragons. But in some ways it is a dragon. It is a beast, but not in our loving dragon way. But it's a beast, and it will destroy you if you do not pick up and fight. If you do not take the opportunity while you are alive. I've watched so many of my friends die from overdose. My dad, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's hitting me today for some reason, because I never want to stray away from helping people and healing people with addiction, and helping people with anxiety, depression, and mental health stuff. I don't want to steer away from that. And I've been feeling all day today like I'm bringing myself back to this place, because my dad drank for 20 years, taka vodka every day, and died a few years ago. He was 56 years old. And a year later, my grandpa, his dad, killed himself. And because he was alone, sitting in a house all alone back home. And you get to that depressed state. And so addiction not only took most of my life, took my motherhood, it took so much from me. It took my dad, which we didn't have a good relationship, but now we don't even have the opportunity to reconcile the relationship. Now, that's the way I felt whenever I heard he passed, was now there's really no opportunity to ever mend or connect back in and love each other the way that we should have loved each other. That's done. He's not here. And a year later, a week before my birthday, my grandpa did that to himself. And so when you get that phone call, and addiction just took 20 years of my life, and yes, I learned a lot, and yes, I got to experience a lot, and all of that, but it takes my dad. It's taken so many of my friends from back home. I mean, it was a constant thing that we would hear. Somebody got into a wreck, they were drunk. Somebody OD'd at a party, they've passed, they've gone, this, that, it's hard. And nowadays, I don't even know. I've been out of the drug world for so long that I could not even imagine being in the drug world these days. People are so shady, and it is not the way it used to be. People will sell you stuff that will kill you in a heartbeat. And at least when I was in it, I at least had integrity with what I was doing. If you got something from me, it was, trust me, it had already been tried out by me, and it was good. It was not, I would never live my life the way that these people out here do, and in the world in general. They do not care. There's no integrity in that world. And so I'm going to intend that if you are suffering with addiction, in early recovery, if you're 10, 20 years in recovery, any place that you are, and you can use this for social media as well, to detach from social media, disconnect from social media. It absolutely is an addiction. It will absolutely keep you stuck and broke and messed up. If you're addicted to Netflix or anything, social media, TV, anything like that, use it. Use this energy to help you. I'm just sending you so much love, all of you. Okay, let us begin. So I'm going to now just call in our guides that are here to help and assist us. And I'm just going to use light language, and I've got a whole bunch of crystals here because I want to really be able to release any and all cords that are causing you to be connected to your addiction, whatever root cause that was and or is. This is a ancient, old shark tooth. So we're going to use that to cut any and all cords. So let us begin. Sorry. Alakwayati is in the man to the quay, alakunama ade, sit the Malay, adias in the man to the kunama ade, sit the belay, quayesh in the man to the kunama ade, sit the belay, or lakinama ade, sit the belay, quayati is in the man to the kunama ade, sit the baloati is in the man to the kunama ade. My intention for this session is to be able to release any and all cords, any and all karmas, any and all attachments that are related to addiction that the viewer is watching. That they are ready to release. Alay wadi is in the mount to the Galamai, but is in the mount to the Goya, Yashinamai, Erakini Madi, sit the balay, we is in the mount to the Kanamade, sit the balay, wadi is in the mount to the Kinamade. We're going to now call all of your power back as we're releasing all of these cords of attachments, all of these energies that are keeping you stuck in any way, releasing you from the lower dimensional realms. Belakwe di esinamon, de lakwe badi esinamon, jedokonamai, de ashinama, jedakwe di esinamai, alakonamade. Elay adi esinamai, elakwe di esinamai, delabaya bajo esinaman, delakwe lakinamade, sitable at the esinamon, to the kalaya badi esinamade. Golai odai olakinamade, sitable di esinamon, to the kinamade, sitable, put you esinamai, yerakinamade. Nenama, but you is in the mount to the Kuroya, but you is in the Maya Lakinama day. Just releasing any and all negative thought patterns out of your mind, anything that is keeping you stuck, any of those thought patterns that are on rotation from when you were a child. That ain't way at you in the mod, maybe things that your family has said to you. I like what the use in the my. Then am I, but you is in the mind, you look in the mod, they sit below it, the is in the my. Go by a bit is in the mod, to the good eye, but you is in the mind, to the canama day, say about duration the mind, to the kinema day. Then am I, but you is in the mind, yet a kinema, yet the is in the mind, till like a day. Calabo, but you is in the mind, did it kunama day. I'm going to go ahead and just work in at each of your chakras, just releasing and clearing, cleansing, and neutralizing. I'm going to go into the throat now. Layavati is in the mai. Namaya Patu is in the mon to the Kodai, but the is in the man to the Kinemo, the City is in the mon to Rokoya, the is in the main, Tirakoya, the is in the You could also use the shark energy as well, just calling in the sharks to begin to release any and all cords. Just imagine them coming in and really taking the cords and really chomping on them, biting them, releasing you out of them, away from them, however you want to envision it. The entire universe is here, ready and poised to take care of you in all ways. Just gonna release those energies out of the heart. I'd also just encourage anybody out there that if you know people that are in active addiction or in early recovery, just don't give up on them, in your mind and in your heart. I would encourage you, if you pray or just send loving vibes to them, like don't give up on them, because I'm thankful that, I had people in my life that didn't give up on me. And then in early recovery, I had people that could see that I was tired, that I didn't ever want to live my life like this, and they saw that in me and they nurtured me. I had teachers and sobriety, counselors or whatever, that one in particular, her name was Miss Sharon, and I think she's still here. I pray she's still here. I'd love to see her. But she literally set me on my path, and I'll never, ever, ever, ever forget her. Not in a million years. She nurtured me. She was like this older, I wish everybody could have a Miss Sharon. Because she nurtured me back to health. I just felt like such a sick little bird, and she just told me, you don't have to do anything. You can just live at your mom's. You can just heal. Take the rest of your life and you can just heal, and you don't have to do anything else. You're okay, because I was like, what do I do? What do I do now, I didn't know what to do. I literally just spent my whole life, doing that. I had no education, no nothing. And she just said, and when she said that, I just felt something in my heart saying, oh no, we got plans. We got things we're doing. But because she gave me that pass, that what do you want to call that? She gave me that opportunity, saying, you have a home, your mom's letting you live there, you have everything that you need, you don't need to do anything else. You can just relax, you can just heal. And because she gave me that opportunity, she wasn't like, oh, you need to go do this and this and that, whatever. I felt a relief of you know what, you're right. I can just heal right now, and I'm thankful that my mom let me live there and move back in for a little bit while I was able to heal, because I was pretty much like a vegetable at that point in time. I could function, but when you grow up I learned how to do everything high, and that's just being real with you all. I learned how to do everything I learned to do high, and when you do that, it's like relearning everything whenever I sobered up. But the beautiful thing about that was I learned I had a whole nother world that I stepped into when I sobered up. I looked at everything as though it was new. I was like, whoa, I never experienced this before. I wasn't even used to going to the grocery store. I'm talking about the littlest, most silliest things that, people complain about washing dishes or doing laundry, and I find that stuff to be, I'm thankful that I get to fold my laundry and put it up in my closet and wash my dishes and, clean my counters. Like, I am thankful even now, and I'm, 11 years fully sober next month. So it's the little things that most people take for granted that, I'm thankful. Like, everything I have, I'm so thankful. And that was the biggest key for me in this whole spiritual energy stuff too, was I just would tell God every night, use me. Let me be a vessel for you. I will purify myself. I will walk the path. Let me be like Jesus. Let me heal like he did. Let me do what he did so I can help people, because I wanted nothing more than people to not suffer like me. I want nothing more even now, for people to not suffer like I did. Like, it brings me such joy to see people get up and walk out of my space with a smile on their face and feelings they haven't felt in their whole life. Feelings of relief. Like, that is the greatest gift for me. That is what brings me more passion than I could ever imagine. And I do this work, like, it's not even work. I can't even call this work. It's literally something that I do that is just so natural. And when it's natural and it feels good, then that's what you're meant to do in this life. Like, whatever that is, Okay. Alright, so now that we've cleared that, all the cords and all of that, I'm going to use these, actually I'm going to use both pieces of selenite. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we get just a clear energy, making sure that we're releasing everything. So I'm going to start at the crown. And we're going to really just start with a fresh new energy. I'm going to make sure that everything is just cleared, cleansed, and neutralized. And we're just going to let the selenite do their work. Actually, I'm just going to hold it like this. Sorry. I'm just going to hold it like that and just really release that energy up and out of you. Just imagine in your mind and your heart that all pieces and parts of pain and suffering are leaving you. Everything being transmuted back into light. Any and all triggering emotions, pain, suffering, root causes of your pain are being released. Allow at the is in the month, at the is in the mai. Thereby, Bolokadama Ade, Sitapele, Puji is in the month, Rakonama Ade, Sitapele, or Lakanama Ade. I'm just going to reach really deep into your pineal gland, all the way back into childhood. I'm going to begin to shine light onto any and all of that pain, where your pain and suffering started. Just shining light, bringing in this sacred loving energy into that time and space when you were suffering as a child. I'm calling in the archangels to surround us and walk with me as we head back there, making sure that we are all protected and safe as we do this great work. Dalakoya poti is in the man, dalakoya the as in the moi, dalamoa poja is in the meal, the Yerakini day, Sitapoloi, the is in a Kirabaya poja is in the man, dalakoya the is in the mind, Urakunamo day, dalamaya bola ela kinamo day, Sitapolai, Elakinimo day, Sitapolai, Olakinimo day. Some of you may have dealt with parents that yelled, grandparents that yelled, toxic brothers and sisters, toxic family, whatever, toxic teachers, who knows, right? And you're going to clear, cleanse, and neutralize your throats now. Loya Paji is in the mind today, 3 is in the month, Rakoya the is in the mind, Tilakona day, Galaba Baja as in the month, Judikinama day. I'm going to create this ring around your throat so that it will affect the front and the back. And like what the is in the mind, Chodokaya, but the is in the mind. Then I'm a Baju is in the mind, Tilakonama day. It's this galactic energy that I'm going to connect in and around your throat. I'm going to ask for it to stay there for the next few days so that you can heal your throat. Allow with the S in the mind. Just going to ask for your healing codes to go right into your throat now. Then I'm going to S in the mind. Sit the ballet. Then I'm going to S in the mind. Sit the ballet. Sit the ballet, or la quiet is in the my elacunama all day. Then a mob, but you is in the my elacunama all day. Let's go ahead and just begin to clear that heart. A lay at the is in the my. Then a my, but you is in a lay, or is in the my elacunama all day. Sit but you wait at elacunama all day. They're just showing me what looks to me like one of my shamans. One of my Maya shamans is standing right behind you right now, and what they're doing is pulling out a sword in your back. Some of you may have been in battle. Some of you may have been in your own wars, your own whatever it is, whatever it may be. Just let this sacred shaman take this energy out of your back right now. You may feel back. A release in your back. The sword was right where your heart is. The Kurabati is in the my Yerakini Mode, Sitipade, Boyather is in the Monte Mode, Sitipudi, Yerakunamode, Sitibalai, Karamai, Water Ashanamante, Kunamade, Sitipudu, Buyosh in the Monte Rakinamode. I'm going to move down into the solar plexus, but I'm going to hold my hand up here so you can see it. I just know I'm directing this energy into your solar plexus right now. I'm just loving you all so much. Thank you so much for just showing up and doing your great work, clearing your energies, making sure that you are being of your highest, most highest, and best good in this world so you can live a life that you love, live a life that you want to live. Dalaboy is in the mind, did I kill of Kaya de is in the mind? Kulaboy, but you is in the mind, did I can a more day, sit up to it, but to is in the mind, Yalaquanama a day. Hello, but you is in the mind, Lakinama a day, sit the bay, but he is in the mind, did I kill him all day? Coming down into the sacral now. Malakua do is in the mind, or a canama a day, sit the balay, is in the mind, did I lakinama a day, sit the patia with yakinama a day. I'm actually going to use this one for your sacral. And the selenite's just really transmuting that energy. Let's see here. Kind of looks like a mermaid, mermaid scales. It's very beautiful. Dele oya lakina mo day, sitapele, but you is in the month, chidakana day. Hello, Monday, but you is in the month, chidakana day. Just gonna let that energy just blast right into the sacral, front and back. I keep seeing like a baby in a tummy, so I don't know if somebody's pregnant out there or they're going to be pregnant or something to that effect, but I see a baby just floating around in the tummy. Somebody's sacral right now. Hello, with the cinema, de la quaya de cinema, to the kinema day. And flow this energy down into the root. Hello, quaya de cinema, to the quaya de cinema, to the kinema day, sit the bede, lokamai. alai ti isinama tidakwe pati isinama tidakinama day kalabai paju isinama tidakunama day sitapatui badra isinama tidakanama day sitapaloi paju isinama alakwaya bi isinai kirabai pati isinama tidakunama day sitabalai pati isinama tidakinama day sitapaloi ti isinama kalabai ba yati isinama tidakalai ade sitati sitapaturo yalokanama day sitapitio isinama yoye kanama day. Okay, now that we've done that, let's see. I just keep feeling like somebody needs to see my Merlinite. Trying to figure out what I'm doing with it, but I think somebody just needs to see it. This is my Merlinite. I have 3 pieces. I grabbed just 1 piece. I've got the rest of them sitting over there, but it's called Merlinite. Helps with your psychic abilities. I think it's a protection stone as well, but it definitely helps with psychic abilities. Of course, I connect it back to Merlin, the great and mighty Merlin, the magician. Alakwa dia shinamo erukinamo de sitabalay. Nanama putu isinamo yerakinamo de sitapaloy ti shinamo yerakunamo de. And the moya putu isinamo tidekte yama tia shinamo talakuri erikinamo de kirabai baloyati isinamo yelakinamo de. I'm also hearing right now that if there's people out there that are scared to open your mind up, I guess opening your pineal gland or something like that, I just keep hearing and like feeling like you should be scared not to open it up, like, and not to be able to see the truth. Like, I know ignorance can be bliss. I was just thinking about today. I was like, man, ignorance is such bliss, because like when you're just living, you're not like thinking about or knowing about any of this stuff. It's like so blissful. You're just bumbling along like da 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 da. But when you know the truth, then you're able to really live a life that like feels good to you. Because when ignorance is bliss, there's so much chaos going on around you that you don't even know. When you're living in truth, in your truth, and living your life, you have control and power over what happens in your life and what you want to create. The ignorance is bliss is like you're just living somebody else's life. You're just I'm shut off. I'm not actually living a life that I'm creating. And most people don't even know that they can create their own life, and that they are creating their own life, but that they're creating it because of what society is showing them and manipulating them to create. So when you start to realize you're being manipulated by the food industry and the clothing and all of the social media is nothing but like influencers just promoting everything, buy this, buy that, and you know, it's like literally they're making so much money promoting crap that you don't need, you know, and they make you feel like, oh my god, you need this to be happy, or you need this, and it's like you're fine. You don't need any of that crap. You're totally fine, I promise. You don't need all that. And you know, once you like can see the truth, then you're not blindsided by dumb crap. You know, like the food commercials that I see, I'm like, man, somebody is gonna pay for this one day, because they make that food look so damn good on the commercials, and that is not okay. That's such a manipulation. Not to mention the drug industry, like the pharmacy or whatever, like their freaking pill commercials. It's pills or it's food. That's literally what you're seeing on TV. That's why I don't watch that crap. They're literally manipulating everybody. And once you wake up and you see and you realize like the manipulation tactics, then you're like, how can everybody else not see this? Like, this is so dumb. How are people just like okay with this crap? But it's because people aren't awake. They're not seeing it. When you're not awake and you're living in like this other state of being, you're literally just going along. You're just like, okay, I'm going to work. Okay, yep, I'm going to do this. Okay, yeah. You may have a good time on Saturday and Friday and Saturday night. We're like going out and drinking, having a little dinner with your friends. Boom, you're right back at work on Monday, you know, and it's just like a rotation of like how they've created society to be. But it's like once you like open up and wake up a little bit, you're like, wait, I've been living my life like this? Like, this is so dumb. They're not living their life like this. They just want us to live like this, to be like a slave, to keep everything going. And I'm sorry to use that word so much in all of these contexts. I don't really like that word, but it's like, you start to wake up more and more to these different aspects of yourself and step into your power, and life gets a lot better. And it's happening for everybody, so you can fight it for as long as you want, but everybody is going to wake up in some way, shape, or form, or you'll make the decision to leave. Alright, so let's use this kyanite. I'm just going to go through your whole body. I'm just going to comb through your whole body with this beautiful piece of kyanite. Very powerful crystal. If you just lay this on your pineal gland, oh man, just lay that on your forehead and meditate. Yeah, I used to do that all the time. I'm just loving you all so much. I'm loving you with so much gratitude, just so much love. Halay wadi ishin the mind, chudokura bayu wadi ishin the mind, chudokinamoi, abalay wayati ishinam all day. I asked Saint Germain and the Violet Flame, I asked Saint Germain to put his sacred energy into this amethyst, specifically for addiction, and then I said, could you please just do it for everything? But I asked for addiction to be placed in here, straight healing codes for addiction, so I want to just work there and work into every piece and part of you. We want to call all of your power back to you. If you can just state your name and say, I'm calling all of my power back to me now. I'm calling all of my power back from any place that it has been taken, any place that it has been stolen. Calling all my power back from YouTube, calling all my power back from Facebook, calling all my power back from Instagram, calling all of my power back from this family member, from this relationship, calling all of my power back from my addiction. Don't even call it your addiction. It's not your addiction. Just say addiction. Calling all of my power back from shopping. I don't know. Calling all of my power back from my mom. Calling all my power back from my dad. Calling all my power back from my brother or sister. I'm just calling all of my power back to me now. Calling all my power back from all other time, dimensions, time and space. Just begin to feel the energy flowing back up through into the soles of your feet and coming up your body, connecting back into you. I would encourage you to call all of your power back to you every single day, especially every night before you go to bed. And there's a specific prayer that I pray that I can put in the comments. Please remind me. Dalakwaya the Esinama, Dirakwaya the Isinama, Chidikinama day, Sidabalay, Piti Isinama day. Just wanna, they're just showing me like your body kind of recoding. Dalakwaya Giasinama, Chidokwaya, Piti Isinama, Dirakari Alagirakinama day. Bringing these sacred codes into your throat. Gala Puti Asinama, Dalakwaya the Isinai. Darabay Batu Isinama, Chidukadama, the Isinamalai, Bulakinama day, Sutapadaya, Buduaya Shinama, Yerakinama day. Aloe Bodu Isinama, today or there looking a day, Sitabale, Drasinami, Aloquinama day, Sitabale, Alo Koyati Isinama, Bodu Isinama, Tiraquinama day, Sitapatio, Yerakinama day, Sitabale, the Isinama, Tirakinama day, Kurabaya, Bodu Isinama, Rakinama day, Sitapatio, Locanama day, Kalabaya, Bodu Isinama, Jiloquayati Isinama, Yerakinama day, Sitapade, Doirakinama day, Sitapaloa, Turi Isinama. Kilabaya, but you isinama, chidukinama all day, sitamonday, lokinama all day. The other thing is I literally did not admit that I was an addict until I was sitting in rehab. I mean, and this was after 20 years of using. I never admitted that I was an addict until I was sitting in rehab. And I just remember sitting there and kind of like becoming more and more aware of what have I just done with my life? Like, that was my life. That was my lifestyle. I didn't look at myself as like I was doing something, like I knew it wasn't good, but I didn't look at myself like all these other drug addicts. No, not me. Like, I just spent 20 years using every day, but I still showered. I still took care of myself. My bills were paid. You know, how were your bills paid, Ash? Because you were using and you know, getting rid of that stuff. Like, come on. You know, and so it's good to admit I am an alcoholic or I am an addict, but that is not what you are. You know, it's good to admit I have a drinking problem. I have a drug problem. But when I got out of rehab and started sobering up, I stopped seeing myself as an addict. I don't label myself as an addict today. I don't even label myself as in sobriety, which I should, because I am, but that's like a whole nother world. When you do the inner work and you heal and you like, you're not triggered and you don't get triggered by addiction and you want to use, like, to me, that's my addiction being, I'm healed from it. Like, I don't get triggered to use at all. I literally have no desire to use alcohol, any kind of substance. I don't even use over-the-counter medication. I would never put anything else in my body that was even over-the-counter. I don't even take Tylenol or Advil. I don't take anything, and I will never. Like, even if I had surgeries, I still would not take anything. I do not want to put anything else in my body ever, and I don't want it. Like, I don't have any desire for it. My body doesn't want it. And so it's good to admit, hey, I'm this, I'm using, I'm an alcoholic, blah, blah, blah. But don't let that, like, be your label. I am an addict. That's just a symptom of your trauma. Like, addiction is just a symptom of our trauma. That's all it was. I was just using to numb. I was using to numb. I was using to not feel. I was using to not be so damn empathic, to not pick up on everything in the world. And, you know, it's just, you know, you are who you are. And if you're depressed or anxious or addicted or feeling broken right now, it's just symptoms of the world. It's okay. It's not who you are. You're love. Like, you're pure love. You're pure joy. You're pure love. Like, there is such a pureness within you. Everything else that's going on in your life is just a symptom of living in this 3D world, and it's okay. You're coming up. You're coming out of it. Don't let any kind of label, let that be who you are, because you can be anything that you want. You can start tomorrow and be something different. Heck, you can go to bed tonight and say, I'm not that, I'm this. That's what I did. I was like, I'm not an addict. What? I don't ever want to be that. I don't want to be that. I want to be happy. I am happy. That's all I want to be. I'm a healer and I'm happy. Just happy. I just want to be happy, you know? That's all I wanted. I just wanted to be happy and feel good in my body and feel good in my life. And it takes work and it takes time, but you can get there, I promise. I'm just working in your sacral and your root. Alay wati isin naman yurakina mo aday. Sitapalay wayashin naman yurakina mo aday. Kalabaya pati isin naman tirakwayati isin naman tirakina mo aday. Okay, so I'm just going to use my stick now, and we are going to I'm just going to draw some energies within you. We're going to just ask the sacred source to just begin to flow in these sacred energies into your body, mind, heart, and spirit. Whatever you may be needing right now, just imagine that this energy is flowing into your body. Let yourself remember who you truly are. Let yourself remember how powerful you are. No drug or alcohol can do anything to you. You're way more powerful than that. You have to know that. Terabawe pati asinama, terakwaya di isinama, teri alakwaya yashinama, churakanama ade, sitapalai, di isinamai, kilaba pati isinama, chude layuti isinama, churukanama ade, sitapati alakanama ade, sitapadai, walakinama ade. Just putting up protection up and around you so you can heal in peace. Dalakoya bati isinama, churukanama ade, sitapatu alakanama ade, Nenama put you isinama, tidekroya alakanama ade. Okay, friends, I know this was a longer video, but everything needed to come up and out for you, so I'm just loving you all so much. You are protected, you are held, you are loved, you are cared for in all ways. I do have a couple of package sessions that I have offering right now, and also I am wanting to start a recovery addiction group, monthly meeting group, so if you're interested in that, please email me and let me know. I'd be happy to have you there, and like I said, I'm offering some package sessions right now, so you can check that out. I believe I've posted that in the community area, and I can put that in the description below as well. So if you are looking to work deeper with your addiction, in sobriety, just in your own mental health, I'd be happy to have you and happy to help you out. So I do have some other groups coming up, and I will let you guys know more about that as it unfolds. So I'm loving you all so much. I will talk to you later. Bye.